Hey everyone, welcome back to your English class. As you all know, we are doing part second of chapter 2, The Sound of Music, which is titled as The Shehnai of Bismillah Khan. We have already seen the very first part of this story, that is how Shehnai came into existence and how and when Bismillah Khan started to learn playing Shehnai. So now in the rest part of the chapter, we are continuing to read to read more about Bismillah Khan, like how he became to be well known, how he earned awards, and also what was his perspective regarding his country and town. So let us see the paragraph number 7 given here at page number 23. Okay. When India gained independence on 15th August 1947, Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to greet the nation with his Shehnai. Here, Ustad Bismillah Khan, was the first Indian to greet the entire nation through his Shehnai. He played the Shehnai from the Red Fort on this memorable occasion that was, 15th August 1947. He poured his heart out into Rag Kafi from the Red Fort to an audience which included Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who later gave his famous Tryst with Destiny speech. So after this, the rag that was played by Ustad Bismillah Khan on the occasion of the independence of India was Rag Kafi. He played it from the Red Fort, and after his performance, the first Prime Minister of India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, gave his famous speech on the topic Tryst with Destiny. Okay, let's move on to the next paragraph. Bismillah Khan has given many memorable performances both in India and abroad. So, his first trip abroad was to Afghanistan, where King Zahir Shah was so taken in by the maestro that he gifted him priceless Persian carpets and other souvenirs. So, here, taken in by means attracted or charmed by, and souvenirs means things given in memory of a place, person, or event. So here, Bismillah Khan gave many performances in India and abroad. Some of them are memorable, like the one at Afghanistan. The king of Afghanistan, King Zahir Shah, really liked Bismillah Khan's performance, and so that he gifted him many things which were made in Afghanistan, like Persian carpets, etc. So that Ustad Bismillah Khan would remember his first abroad, that was first visit to abroad, that was to Afghanistan. The king of Afghanistan was not the only one to be fascinated with Bismillah's music. Film director Vijay Bhatt was so impressed after hearing Bismillah play at a festival, that he named a film after the instrument called Goonj Uthi Shehnai. So here there were many other peoples also who were attracted to his Shehnai's music. Goonj Uthi Shehnai was a name of a Hindi movie, and it was made by Vijay Bhatt. And Vijay Bhatt, was a film director, and he really liked the sound of the Shehnai played by Bismillah Khan, and that's why he named his movie as Goonj Uthi Shehnai. Students, turn the page to read further at page number 24. The film was a hit, and one of Bismillah Khan's compositions, Dil Ka Khilona Hai Toot Gaya, turned out to be a nationwide chart buster. Here, the meaning of chart buster is record breaker. Okay, so what is given here, it is there was a song in the movie Goonj Uthi Shehnai, named Dil Ka Khilona Hai Toot Gaya. It was composed by Ustad Bismillah Khan himself, and it became a chart buster, and it broke all the records. It broke all the records. Despite this huge success in the celluloid world, Bismillah Khan's ventures in film music were limited to two: Vijay Bhatt's Goonj Uthi Shehnai and Vikram Srinivasa's Kannad venture Sannadi Appanna. Okay, so although this song was a chart buster, this song Dil Ka Khilona Hai Toot Gaya was a chart buster, but Bismillah Khan and side by side Bismillah Khan got a lot of success in this film. But he composed music, for only two films in his entire life, and those were Goonj Uthi Shehnai made by Vijay Bhatt and a Kannad movie made by Vikram Srinivas named Sannadi Appanna. Okay, I just can't come to terms with the artificiality and glamour of the film world, he says with emphasis. So, Ustad Bismillah Khan would say that he didn't like the artificial world of films and the glamour that was there in the film world. So that's why he didn't compose music for for many movies. Okay, awards and recognition came thick and fast. Means Bismillah Khan, got a lot of recognition and honored with so many awards. Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to be invited to perform at the prestigious Lincoln Center Hall in the United States of America. He also took part in the World Exposition in Montreal, in the Cannes Art Festival, and in the Osaka Trade Fair. Here Bismillah Khan performed all over the world, and he performed in United States of America at Lincoln Center. He performed in Montreal, Australia, in the World Exposition. He performed at Cannes Art Festival, and he also even performed in Japan at the Osaka Trade Fair. Okay, so well known did he become internationally that an auditorium in Tehran was named after him. Tahar Mosque Ostad Bismillah Khan. So further, Tehran, which is located in Iran, Bismillah Khan was so famous all over the world that in Tehran, an auditorium has been given a name after him. Okay, let's move on further. National awards like the Padma Shri, the Padma Bhushan, and the Padma Vibhushan were conferred on him. Conferred means here given. Given, usually an award or a degree. Okay, so conferred means given. So Bismillah Khan, has been given awards. He has been awarded with these national awards like Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, and Padma Vibhushan. Okay, let's move on to next paragraph. In 2001, Ustad Bismillah Khan was awarded India's highest civilian award, the Bharat Ratna. With the coveted award resting on his chest and his eyes glinting with rare happiness, he said, "All I would like to say is, teach your children music. This is Hindustan's richest tradition. Even the West is now coming to learn our music." Further, Ustad Bismillah Khan received, India's highest civilian award, that is Bharat Ratna, in the year 2001. His eyes, at that time were shining. He was very happy because his hard work had been recognized, and he gave an important message to the country. He told all the Indians to teach music to their children because music is the richest tradition of India. He further said that even the Western countries wanted to learn India's music. Okay. Let's see next point. In spite of having traveled all over the world, Khan Saab, as he is fondly called, is exceedingly fond of Banaras and Dumrao, and they remain for him the most wonderful towns of the world. So here, although Ustad Bismillah Khan had traveled all over the world, he was given so much respect and recognition. He remained, rooted. Banaras, where he learned music, and Dumrao, where he was born and brought up, were the two most wonderful towns of the world for him. He was so down to earth that, although he had traveled all over the world, still he was attached to his birthplace. A student of his once wanted him to head a Shehnai school in the USA, and the student promised to recreate the atmosphere of Banaras by replicating the temples there. But Khan Saab asked him if he would be able to transport river Ganga as well. So, there was a student of Ustad Bismillah Khan, and he wanted the Ustad Bismillah Khan, he wanted that Ustad Bismillah Khan should set up a Shehnai school in USA. He promised that he would, recreate the temples of Banaras in America for Ustad Bismillah Khan, as he would miss it. But Ustad Bismillah Khan, as he was too much attached to River Ganga also, so he asked his student that would he transport the River Ganga also to America. So he wanted to say that he couldn't leave India. He was, too much attached not only to the temples of Banaras but even also to the holy river Ganga. Okay. Later he is remembered to have said, that is why whenever I am in a foreign country, I keep yearning to see Hindustan. While in Mumbai, I think of only Banaras and the holy Ganga. And while in Banaras, I miss the unique matha of Dumrao. Okay, yearning means here longing for something, so what Bismillah Khan is saying here, he is saying here that whenever he visited any foreign country, he longed to see India. He wanted to return to India. And then he says that when he was in India, in Mumbai, he yearned, he was, he longed to visit Banaras and the Ganga river. And when he was in Banaras, he missed his birthplace Jumrao and the matha where he sang Chahita and was rewarded with the laddu of 1.25 kg weight by the Maharaja. Okay. So this is all about our paragraph number 12. Let us move on to our paragraph number 13, that is given here at page number 25. Okay, let's see what is written here. Ustad Bismillah Khan's life is a perfect example of the rich cultural heritage of India, one that effortlessly accepts that a devout Muslim like him can very naturally play the Shehnai every morning at the Kashi Vishwanath temple. Here, devout means believing strongly in a religion and obeying its laws and following its practices. So, what is given here? Here, the writer says that Ustad Bismillah Khan was a perfect example of the rich cultural heritage of India. His work was, beyond the religion barriers. Although he was a strict Muslim, he followed the Muslim laws. He followed the Muslim laws, but every morning he would play the Shehnai at the Kashi Vishwanath temple, which was a Hindu temple, as you all know. And this shows that he didn't have the barriers of religion in his mind. He was a true Indian, and he considered music to be India's richest cultural heritage. Okay, let's move on to the last paragraph that is given here in the brackets. In the bracket, Ustad Bismillah Khan passed away on 21st August 2006 at the age of 90 after a prolonged illness. He was given a state funeral and the government of India declared one day of national mourning. Okay, so students, in this paragraph, we are given about the death of Ustad Bismillah Khan. Let us see when and how did he die. Ustad Bismillah Khan had been ill for a long time, and he died on 21st August 2006 at the age of 90. The entire country mourned at the death of the legendary musician, and there was a holiday for one day, and he was given a state funeral. Okay, so students, in this chapter we came to know about the instrument Shehnai and about the life of legendary Shehnai player Ustad Bismillah Khan. Thank you so much, students. We will meet again in our next video.